Welcome to Sports Spectator's weekly Watercooler update. Our goal is to help you become conversational in sports. Today we're going to go over some of the major headlines from the past week, as well as look at the upcoming week and detail every sport. On Tuesday, Packers quarterback Brett Favre, one of the most popular players in the league and a future Hall of Famer, announced that he was retiring from the NFL. Favre holds records for the most touchdowns, passing yards, and wins by any quarterback in the NFL. The three-time most valuable player also played as a starter in 253 consecutive games, an astonishing feat given the physical demands of professional football. Favre led the Packers to a Super Bowl victory in 1996. The Packers returned to a Super Bowl in 1997 but lost to the New England Patriots. Favre has made no secret about the fact that he has been considering retirement in recent years, so nobody is particularly surprised that Favre is walking away from the game. However, after the Packers came within one game of reaching the Super Bowl in 2007, many Green Bay fans were hoping that their hero would come back for at least one more effort. College hoops are heating up. Throughout last week and during the upcoming week, men's college basketball teams across the country have been holding conference tournaments, single elimination tournaments where teams in the same conferences battle out until a champion is decided. Championship week is a crucial part of the men's basketball season, not just because winning your conference is a major accomplishment, but also because the conference champions automatically qualify for the NCAA tournament, which is a major goal of every NCAA basketball team. There are hundreds of games played during championship week, so it's simply not possible to watch all of them. Generally, then, it is a good idea to follow the fortunes of the top 10 teams in the country, especially when those teams play each other. The biggest game of the week took place Saturday when the University of North Carolina, ranked number 1, played Duke, ranked number 5. UNC pulled out a victory in a hard-fought match with Duke, consistently one of the most intense rivalries in sports. Moss is back in Boston. Since February 29th, free agents in the NFL, players whose contract has expired, who are eligible to sign with other teams, have started receiving offers from teams around the league. Since players in the NFL don't move to different teams nearly as often as they do in the NBA or MLB, this is one of the rare moments when big-name players can make a big move. The highest-profile free agent of the year was Randy Moss, the wide receiver who played an instrumental role in the New England Patriots' run to the Super Bowl, where they ultimately lost to the New York Giants. Moss received excellent offers from teams around the country, most notably a generous offer from Philadelphia, but in the end he re-signed with the Patriots, receiving $27 million over 3 years. While free agents will continue to be signed around the league, most of the notable players have already secured new contracts. The main thing you should be watching in the next week is college basketball. As championship week moves forward and the tournament draws near, we are entering into March Madness, the peak of the college basketball season. The madness will continue this week as champions of conference tournaments across the country are decided. But matters will get even more exciting on Sunday, March 16th, when the NCAA Selection Committee announces the competitors of the NCAA Men's Division I Basketball Championship. An update on all sports. In the NBA, with a little more than a month remaining in the regular season, the postseason begins April 19th. The 2008 playoffs picture is beginning to take shape. 16 teams will qualify for the playoffs, 8 from the Western Conference and 8 from the Eastern Conference. In NCAA men's basketball, on Selection Sunday, March 16th, the NCAA will announce this year's competitors in the NCAA Men's Division I Basketball Championship, often simply called the Tournament or the Big Dance. The champions from every Division I conference tournament automatically qualify for the tournament. The other competitors are named by an NCAA Selection Committee. 65 teams qualify for the tournament, and the 2 lowest-ranked teams play a game to decide who gets the 64th spot in the Big Dance. In men's golf, while there are professional tournaments throughout the year, the most important tournaments are the 4 major championships: the Masters, the U.S. Open, the Open, also called the British Open, and the PGA Championship. The first of these is the Masters, which takes place in April. The Masters is played on the same course every year in Augusta National Golf Club in Augusta, Georgia. In hockey, with less than a month remaining in the regular season, the 2008 playoff picture is beginning to take shape. 16 teams will qualify for the playoffs, 8 from the Western Conference and 8 from the Eastern Conference. In men's and women's tennis, while there are professional tournaments throughout the year, the most important tournaments of the year are the 4 Grand Slam tournaments: the Australian Open, French Open, Wimbledon, and the U.S. Open. The Australian Open took place in January. The French Open, which is held in May, is the next Grand Slam event. Now for our off-season sports. In Major League Baseball, the preseason spring training is in full swing, with exhibition games being played daily in Arizona and Florida. The regular season begins on March 25th when the Boston Red Sox play the Oakland Athletics in Tokyo, Japan. Football is also in the off-season. In the NFL, until the NFL draft takes place on April 25th and April 26th, NFL news will be limited to trades and free agent signings. The NFL preseason begins in August, and the regular season begins in September. With NCAA football, there's not really anything going on until the summer when practice begins. Stay tuned for next week. Feel free to visit us on the web at sportsspectator.com.